It is July the 14th, 2022, and we are in the home stretch of the off-season episodes. Tonight we have some guests with us, and we are doing a sports movie draft. We'll get into the details of the draft itself, and make sure you go to facebook.com/HuddleUpPodcast, Twitter @HuddleUpPodcast as well. Follow us there. Subscribe on all podcast platforms, YouTube as well. And if you do subscribe to the YouTube, you can get the weekly offerings from one of the talking heads on this panel, the weekly Student of the Game podcast. So we'll start with you, Kyle. How we doing?
Hey, honor, joy, and privilege to be aboard. Listen, even though EJ's not here, I trust, gentlemen, I will find plenty of opportunities to talk smack on the rest of you as we get this movie draft going. Although I will prop Ryan, I just made out a Ready to Rumble movie poster in the background. As random paraphernalia goes, that is tops. I've seen nothing like that, and I'll give you the credit, despite your unexplainable hate for crinkle fries.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. One of the normal voices on the Huddle Up podcast is with us tonight. Matt, how we doing?
Doing well. Unfortunately, EJ couldn't join us this week. He's just giving me an additional month to build my rage towards him and just unleash a fury come August. So that's on you, EJ. The Mets suck. The Heat suck. The 36 teams that you support in the NFL suck, and whoever else you picked on this week. And Florida State. And you.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, and those live shows will be returning Tuesday, August the 23rd. That is when we're going to kick off the new season of Huddle Up Podcast, as we will look at the college football season, previewing that. And then NFL season, of course, will follow. We'll be back weekly there. So joining us tonight, two of our guests. One of them you have not heard on this show, at least in a very, very long time, maybe going back to the original days of just Big Jim Sports Radio, and that is Ryan. Ryan joining us from 3 Count Thursday. Ryan, how we doing, my guy?
Thank God. I stopped eating my hoagie waiting for you to introduce me. And I'm freaking like, come on, you're going around. I thought you were going to go Jason next. I was real upset, but I'm doing great. Jason, you can go back to you. You're the host. Go ahead.
All right. And joining us, you've heard him here a few times before from the Dollar Dogs and Beer podcast, Jason. Jason, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Big Jim. I know you were talking about like the stretch here, and I'm thinking, stretch. I'm in the middle of baseball season right now, so yeah, you had to wear the Orioles jersey tonight with how hot they are lately. So your birds are on fire. They're winning tonight again.
I was saying,
too.
as of recording time, currently up 4-0. Well, I guess they just lost a challenge, or the Cubs won a challenge, took a run away, but. Yeah, currently up, looking for win number 10 in a row. So yeah, we've this is one that Matt, I know this was kind of your brainchild. It is a sports movie draft. So, do you want to kind of explain the rules a little bit here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing a little bit of a twist on our usual drafts that you might have heard on 3 Count Thursday. So all sports movies, there are going to be 6 rounds because we are drafting a film from 6 different sports. So that would be baseball, football, basketball, hockey, golf, and boxing. Now, the caveat here is once a film is taken from that sport, you can't take another film from the same sport. And additionally, once a film is taken from a franchise, that franchise is completely off the board. So when Ryan drafts Air Bud in the first round, Jason can then not Air Bud Golden Receiver in round 2.
That is fair. Now, I think that's probably part of the reason why EJ did not show up. Because he was so afraid he was going to take Rocky 5 in the first round and just face all the ridicule that involved
panic
after that. So that's
a panic pick on his end.
That is fair. So before we hit record on the episode tonight, we did throw all of our names in the randomizer. And the draft order for the first round is the Serpentine draft. Kyle came up first, then Jason, then Matt, then Ryan, then myself. For the first round. So does anybody have any questions? Anything they got to get out of the way before we jump in?
One more time, you did say the sports, Matt. I believe. Did you say golf in there?
I did say golf in there.
that is going to change my picking strategy quite a bit.
It should.
And I had to go through and just see what other movies there were. I'm like, are there even more than 5 movies of a certain sport?
Struggle to come up with more than 6 golf films when I put the list together here. And I'm sure Ryan will have some obscure sports film from some sport that I didn't put on the list, assuming, this won't get drafted. And Ryan will be the one to throw that curveball.
I mean, and the way I look at it too, like if there's a movie that you think fits into a certain sport and you want to make an argument for it, the rest of the panel will decide to allow it or not. So I'm afraid what that might do for some of Ryan's answers, but here we are.
Well,
You
considering
all just think I'm a maniac?
what's that?
You all just think I'm a maniac?
I just don't think
Everybody?
you've seen any movies.
I don't think you're a maniac because you don't like crinkle fries. I think your movie taste is fine so far.
Okay. All right, we're good then.
All right. Well, let's kick it off then. Kyle, we go to you.
So obviously, I've shown my hand a little bit by thinking about the inventory for the various genres and knowing some that raging morons that are Notre Dame fans are going to make huge mistakes by picking a particular movie that is overrated AF. Yes, that's a shot at you, Jim, in case anyone's clear. But for me, I'm going to open it up. And you got Colonel Jessup in there. It seems like you're having trouble handling the truth over there, okay?
What?
Exactly. So with that in mind, gentlemen, now when it comes to golf, basically it's comedies. So do you go with the good old one or do you go with the good new one? Because I'm not wasting my time with Kevin Costner or Will Smith. If you're a movie buff, those movies will probably come up considering the lack of inventory. But I'm forced to compelled to lean in and be a classic guy myself. I think Demosthenes Euclid of Hilarity by Default would be proud of me by taking Caddyshack off the board early, not messing with the golf inventory BS, and getting a pretty classic film out there. I mean, come on, it's Ted Knight. Where else have you even seen Ted Knight?
That is true. That's you can't argue with the logic. You can't argue with the pick. Well done, Kyle. Well done, Kyle.
Man, and Kyle, I have to tell you, I'm a little bummed that you went first now because I was kind of thinking along the same lines.
All right. Well, we go to Jason with the second pick.
So Kyle's pretty spot on here. Looking through all the different movies, there's an eclectic amount in some of these other sports. Ryan, eclectic means like a good variety.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Fair enough. That's a low shot, but that's okay.
Wow.
That's all right.
See, I got to say something for Jason here. Like, him
That's
being a baseball fan, he's acting like Doogie Howser. Because the first thing I saw when I heard baseball fan is, aren't you a little young for that? Isn't that supposed to be an old person sport? So I think you come out with the genius take here, talking trash on that. I'm with it. I'm here for it.
I'm just reading the room here. I'm like, it seems to be pick on Ryan. So, but like looking through the different sports, I do feel as though golf has the smallest variety here. So I was going to take Caddyshack with that pick, Kyle. So that's a good pick by you. I was leaning towards Tin Cup, but I think you're right as far as the comedies go. So I'm going to go a little more new school with this one. I'm going to take Happy Gilmore as my golf movie.
Yes, I needed more beef on my movie offensive line, but if I needed a skill player, it would have been that.
All right. So probably the two biggest offerings or the most popular offerings from golf have already gone and disappeared. So two solid picks to start us off. Matt, we go to you.
Yeah, I would say that would make the golf. There's probably still 3 that I would put on an even playing field below those 2. So I think that at this point I can leave golf for last safely and be happy and content with any of the 3 that I would end up in. So I am going to take one of my top films in another sport where I was kind of struggling to find a decent amount of quality films. So with my first pick, we are going to go into hockey, and I am going to take Slapshot.
Knew it!
Son of a bitch.
Great pick.
Damn it. Yep, that's a good one. You made a good choice. You made a real good choice.
Also, bit of a spoiler, could be a potential future episode for Hilarity by Default, right, man?
Hey.
Possibly.
There you go. I like the sound of that. All right. So 2 golf, 1 hockey off the board. Ryan, we go to you.
What are movies? So yeah, I have to agree with Matt's logic here. Golf can wait, and then we'll just hammer out the 3 probably in round 6. Hockey, I also agree with, was probably my next least amount of movies listed here. It's tough to not put the Sean William Scott movie here, but I'm going to go with the Mighty Duck franchise and take the Mighty Ducks off the board here. Probably not the movie I would want to draft first, but I think it's a better movie to go here because of the shallow playing field that is professional hockey. Who even watches hockey movies? Mighty Ducks.
No one, because no one makes them either.
I want to say,
Ryan, I'm curious to know, out of the different Mighty Duck films, which one, like, if you had to narrow it down further, which one would you take as your actual pick there?
Probably D2.
So you are actually taking D2, the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, is that the one I have to take? I just don't take the Mighty Ducks.
So
I want to take the collective Mighty Ducks, not the third one.
Well, no, you have to take an
You're
actual
taking a
film.
specific film.
I don't understand how this works, apparently. Is this the pre-show or the kickoff or the main event stuff?
Yeah, something like that.
I'll take D2.
Okay.
You're taking D2, the Mighty Ducks. Okay.
I thought it was called D2 Duckment Day.
Jesus, good God.
What?
Wow.
You need to leave. I
Man,
get it.
wow.
I like that.
You need to leave.
All right. Yeah, I agree with the panel here that golf can pretty much it's pretty much done for it until the end. So I'm gonna stick with hockey here for the first round, for my first of my back-to-back picks. And I'm going to go with the movie based on the 1980 men's U.S. hockey team, and I'm going to go with Miracle to round out the first round. So we had, just recapping the first round here before we move into the second, Kyle took Caddyshack with the very first pick in the draft. Jason went Happy Gilmore. Matt, Slapshot. Ryan, D2, the Mighty Ducks, and I went with Miracle. And we begin the second round with my second pick. I'm going into another sport where I don't think there is a ton of great selections, and I'm going to go with my favorite franchise of films, and I will go because I do want to put this thing to a vote. I actually think that taking the very first Rocky film will actually get me better acclaim in terms of voting. So I'm going to go with Rocky. So there we go. Now we head back to Ryan with his second round pick.
Yeah, you got the Russ Vitale vote there for sure.
Sure did. So I'm going for it. Please, people.
That one works. The Italian Stallion goes there. Yeah, that's probably the next one that I'm not super familiar with. I've seen some movies that deal with boxing. So I'm going to go with I'm going to take Raging Bull here. I like bulls, and they're very angry animals, and they rage a lot. So that's my logic for that one.
I feel like, in a way, that is also a bit of a Russ Vitale pick.
Oh, he's fine with that. For sure.
So the first two boxing movies are now gone. Matt, we head to you for the second round pick.
So similar to golf, there are still 3 films in the boxing frame that I would be equally pleased with if they landed to me. So I'm going to put boxing now on the back burner, and I am going to jump to football. And the film that I'm going to take is not necessarily my favorite. I would say it would be in my top 5 sports films, certainly in my top 2, and I think more of a crowd pleaser than my actual favorite football film. So in this round, I am going to take Remember the Titans off the list.
Please keep that overrated thing. About to own you, boy. Got this.
Damn. Shots fired.
I mean, he leaned right in it. He even said it's going to be cliche. If you read between the lines, gentlemen, by the way, I'm saying, listen, it's not often.
Kyle likes his sports films segregated, is what he's saying.
Wait a minute. I'm not the one that challenged a big hockey fan all the time.
God dang.
That's not me either.
Dang.
Matt, you said you didn't pick your favorite one there, correct?
I didn't.
Smart to leave garbage picking, field goal kicking, Philadelphia phenomenon on the shelf.
I figured
Smart.
I'd leave that for you.
I mean, we knew it wasn't Rudy at this point.
I mean, there we go. All right, let's go to Jason with his second round pick.
All right, so as a baseball guy, I think I'm going to go with one of my favorite baseball movies this round. Because, Matt, I'm kind of thinking the same as you as far as boxing goes. I have an idea of what I might do coming back around. But, and same with hockey. There's a couple that are left on my list that I'll be fine with. So I'm going to move over to baseball here. And you have your comedies, that people love. I'm going to go with a classic that broke glass ceilings and really just kind of, to me, is just an incredible film. And I'm going to go with A League of Their Own as the baseball movie for this one. I was looking at Bull Durham, and yes, that's a classic, but to me, like, there's just so many Kevin Costner baseball movies that I have to go with something different. So, I mean, A League of Their Own about the Women's Professional Baseball League during the World Wars. And, you have Tom Hanks, you have Gina Davis, you even have people like Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell. Like, it's a great cast, and it's just a super film. So my pick this round is going to be A League of Their Own.
Can't argue with that. Classic film, and the first baseball movie that has been taken here in the draft. So, Kyle, we head back to you for your second round pick and the last of the second round picks.
Well, I took a shot at Jason earlier for being too young to be a baseball fan, and now I have to make a Padawan joke at your expense for picking A League of Your Own, when the actual best baseball movie and one of the best baseball movies that I have ever covered on Hilarity by Default is on the table. Sir, apparently you are not in the major league to have made the correct pick. Come on, Jason!
I love Major League, but I need to also think as a variety here. You can't just go straight comedy the entire time. You need to get the story. You need to get those other classics in there.
Don't sit there and lie and say Major League doesn't have a story. Come on.
A good point.
Unbelievable. It's reasons like this that you don't get invited back to this show that often. No. So, Kyle, you finish out the first round with Major League. So let's recap, or the second round. Let's recap the second round. I started the boxing picks with Rocky. Ryan went Raging Bull. Matt entered the football realm with Remember the Titans. Jason went to the Diamond with A League of Their Own, and Kyle selected Major League. So that brings us into the third round. Kyle, you lead us off in the third round.
Well, since Jason doesn't like having a good time, I'll pick something other than a comedy. Jeez. No, honestly, this is really the toughest pick so far for me, because this is where it starts to break down. Credit to Matt for putting together a heck of an exercise here, because there are directions I could go, but I'm at risk here, certainly in a couple places. I could go a particular way and go super serious and open up a new sport, but I'm not inclined to do that. What I'm going to do is take what I think is the last remaining good movie that isn't some awful cliche that we've seen a million times, but broke out. Somebody has an actor who really recognized as having acting chops. Unfortunately, he acted like a fool on the Academy Award stage, and now his career is a big problem. I'm going to go with Ali to fill the boxing round.
All right. So a third
That's enough for you, Jason.
a third boxing film is off the board with Ali. Jason, we go back to you.
So I was going to look at changing it up, but who has to do boxing yet?
I do.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to make the jump here, and I'm going to go to basketball. And Kyle, I'm going to have fun with it, man. I've got to go with Woody Harrelson here, and White Men Can't Jump.
All right. All right.
That one is just a hilarious classic. I was looking at the seriousness of some of the others that I think are fantastic, but I've got to go with White Men Can't Jump on this one.
Here comes the run on the basketball movies. Here we go.
We have a basketball run watch. Breaking news: basketball run watch. It's in every fantasy football draft, especially the offline drafts. You'll get the kicker watch, and you'll get the defense watch. Those are two things that always pop up when some schmuck inevitably like panics and takes a kicker in like the 8th round. They're like, I need a kicker. No, you don't. You're okay. You'll be fine. All right, Matt, we head to you in the 3rd round.
So I am going to. I took the comedy. I took the serious with Remember the Titans. Now I'm going to get a little bit more serious and go into boxing. And I am going to take $1 Million Baby off the plate.
Great pick.
Absolutely. I love that movie. All right. So, I think Jason, you're the only one who hasn't picked boxing. So, you can panic and take it next round if you want. We'd all accept that.
No need to now.
That's why I said panic.
Yeah, I'm good.
And make a poor choice. But no, great pick, Matt. Absolutely love that.
Yeah,
one.
boxing is one where I had two in mind that.
Yeah, there's actually 2 still on the list that I would have been okay with had it gone that way. But when Kyle took Ali, I knew I wanted to get one of the boxing ones that I preferred.
Yeah,
off there first.
All right, Ryan, we head to you here in the 3rd round.
Yeah, this one can go a ton of ways for me. I'm not. I've still not made my mind up on which way I want to go. There's so many great baseball movies. So that's so deep. I don't want to tap into baseball because there's so many options. At the same time, I feel like football is just as heavy. Basketball feels like a more of a defense pick, but I feel like I've already played that card with hockey. God, I think it's a shame that we're deep into the 3rd round, and nobody has said Field of Dreams yet. So I will take Field of Dreams as my baseball film off the big board.
All right.
Here in the 3rd.
So if you start a baseball run, could we say, since you built it, we will come?
That's fine. It's a short run. It's just 2 more folks. But man, that's deep. That really is a deep category.
Yeah. It's I think that and football are easily the two deepest. So I, with my 3rd round pick, I guess it doesn't really matter which sport I go. But I'm going to go with a classic basketball film here, and I'm going to go with Hoosiers.
Yep, strongest with best available on the board. I think Mel Kiper would like it.
Ooh, can I change my pick then? If Mel Kiper likes it,
that was my strategy. I was hoping.
Mel Kiper also said that if Jimmy Clausen did not work out as an NFL quarterback, that he would retire. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on that hammer to fall. But here we are.
Oh yes, when he got drafted, that team was left in a bit of a pickle.
Oh, wow. That's
You.
comeback starting August 23rd, and you can hear those sort of jokes weekly, folks. Weekly.
That's one I'm
For
thinking.
free, no less.
That
We
one
give
was
this
tough.
shit away for free on the Huddle Up podcast. All right, let's recap the third round. Kyle started off with Ali. Jason went with White Men Can't Jump. Matt took his boxing film off the board with $1 Million Baby. Ryan went to the baseball diamond with the Field of Dreams. And I went basketball with Hoosiers. So we are starting off the fourth round. And I'm basically picking from the two deepest pools at this point. But I think I'm going to stick with baseball, and I'm going to go with Bull Durham with this pick. All right, Ryan, we head over to you.
That's a good pick. Man, one of my favorite movies probably of all time. I thoroughly enjoy this. I remember watching it. And not as many times as Not Another Teen Movie. We'll get into that later.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But which does have football scenes in it, so I could make that
I
argument
wouldn't argue.
if I want.
I'm waiting for you to make
More
that
than
your
happy to
football
let
pick.
you have that, Ryan.
Yeah.
From the football category, I will take Any Given Sunday, though. I thought that was a fantastic film. If it was a pizza from crust to tip, I enjoyed it.
There we go.
In that order.
Or
You
tip
would
to crust.
enjoy just the tip.
Oh. Hey-oh! Hi-oh! Jesus. All right. There you go. Matt, we go to you here in the fourth round.
Give me 1 minute because I have to find the actual year of the one that I want. We don't want to make any grave errors.
Oh, I already know what movie's picking on that. Going football, aren't you, partner?
All right. So I've gone a little serious. We're going to get back into the comedy realm here. I'm going to take my baseball film off the board, and with the 1976 version, The Bad News Bears
Very
is going
good.
to be chosen.
Very, very good.
Not the Billy Bob Thornton one.
I have to be honest. I was serious about asking if it was football. I forgot that POS was made. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sometimes like there's more questions of like why did you do this, and that I think that one falls in that category.
Well,
All right,
unfortunately, Ashton Kutcher and Madonna never remade Casablanca. Be thankful for that. There you go.
There's still time, Kyle. Don't put that out.
yeah, we're they're both still with us as of recording time, so never say never, I suppose.
Here I am trying to bring levity, and here you. I guess you're making Jason happy by squashing my comedy. Is that
Correct.
Hater of fun, Jason. Now we go to you.
All right, so I have a feeling that I know where I'm going to wind up in the hockey, and I'm the only one left for boxing, so that's on me. So that will be round 6. So I am going to go with my football pick, and I just can't choose Rudy. I just can't.
I heard
This is
Rudy.
a
Jason
slap
picks
in the
Rudy.
face to Jim.
I heard Rudy.
I just can't. I mean, I can't support a person that was off sides and gets celebrated. So,
Oh, Jason,
have you
shit, we
ever heard
can't
that
hear
joke?
you anymore. What the fuck just happened?
what is this, around the horn now? Like,
Yeah, you can keep bringing shit like that to the table, and I will.
so
Kyle's
there's
dead.
a few here that I'm excited about. A couple that are just classics from my youth, like Little Giants, or you have Longest Yard. I think I'm going to go with Friday Night Lights for my football film here.
Solid football pick. Love that movie. All right. It's still not too late to trade, Jason. I will give you Rudy. You're set. Friday Night Lights. All right. All right, Kyle, we go to you.
First of all, I have to take a minute. Everybody here has been a pretty strong movie GM thus far this evening, but the biggest props go to Jim because knowing for a fact we'll never pick that piece of trash fan propaganda Rudy. He has saved that 6th-round pick and put it at the same time exactly where it belongs. So even if he does beat me, my soul is satisfied that justice was served.
It'll be the absolute last pick. That's correct.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Exactly. Movie irrelevant.
It's all right. It's all right. No, Kyle has the last overall pick because he would be.
That's
he would
right.
be
Yeah.
on the back end.
Yeah, details.
Yeah, not as fun.
I guess I better take care of my football movie. No.
Well, Kyle takes Rudy then. Perfect. Sounds great.
So with that in mind, obviously we're in that tough place. I have to go pretty much with, I mean, all of us are down to what, 2 more? Well, I'm down to 3. You guys are all down to 2 more, right? And I got to give credit to Jason for all the jokes I made about his age. Dude managed to come up with White Men Can't Jump. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So with that in mind, basketball movies are looking kind of thin. I don't know if I want to go with, and maybe I'm being a bit snobby by saying it's kind of thin too. I mean, I don't want to do the obvious and reach down and pick Air Bud, and I wouldn't want to steal Matt's thunder like that.
Please don't.
But I am going to bring up something that is a newer movie. I think none of us have picked anything that's particularly modern, and though while I have yet to see all of it yet, I am very intrigued by it. It got a lot of critical acclaim, and it broke into the Netflix part of the world. I'm going to go with Uncut Gems for my basketball pick.
Yeah. The moment you started saying newer film, I was thinking that might be where you're going.
All right. Yeah, I actually didn't.
That's my gimmick, baseball man.
I didn't have that one on my list, but yeah, there we go. Not a bad pick. So let's recap the 4th round. I kicked it off with Bull Durham. Ryan, you went with Any Given Sunday. Matt went with the original and the only one that should have been made, Bad News Bears. Jason went with the Friday Night Lights, and Kyle went with Uncut Gems. So let's kick off the 5th round. Kyle, it is your pick.
Well, my hockey jabronis in the room. There's only one more hockey movie left that I've really kind of seen, and it's way better than it has any excuse for being. Would I ever watch it with my mom in the room? Probably not. But it's still an epic film and better than anything involving American Pie. I'm sorry. And it can't really be American Pie because, well, it takes place in Canada. I'm going to go with Goon to fill out my hockey spot.
It's a real good pick, man. I do love Goon.
See, and I want the opportunity to, if I see Rudy still on the board, to let it die in effigy.
Wow. Just, man, so much hatred. All right.
You can't handle the truth.
So, Jason, we head to you again. Hater of fun, Jason.
I don't even know how to respond to those. Am I the only one left for hockey as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, cool. So I can do whatever. I'm going to save my hockey pick for last just because I'm excited about that pick. So I'm going to hop down to boxing, and there's a couple left that I was liking. And I think we're going to end up going with Cinderella Man.
Nice.
As my pick for boxing this time around. Russell Crowe, I believe. So, yeah, Cinderella Man for my boxing.
Good pick. Love it. I think, it's probably about the strongest candidate left. So you did what you could. Now here's a question, because I had put, because everybody's done boxing, right? So we can. Yeah. I had put Creed down separate from Rocky. Would that have counted separate from Rocky, or is that counted part of the
franchise?
Okay,
same franchise.
specifically, and Matt shut it down.
Okay.
Otherwise, that would have been my sneaky play.
All right. There we go.
I would have welcomed it with arms wide open.
What if you could have chosen it?
Hey-oh.
Yeah, the other ones that I ended up having on my list were the ones I had up on my list yet were also The Fighter and also Hurricane were kind of the other ones down there that I was looking at.
All
I
right.
thought
Those
it
two.
too. Yeah.
Southpaw was on mine still.
All right.
Play it to the bone if you get desperate.
I thought about that and did everything I could to keep myself from. I saw that POS in the theater. My God.
Woof. All right, Matt, we head to you here in the 5th round.
All right. So, what would a collection of sports films be if I didn't at least have one Kevin Costner film on it, right? So, I have to take my golf film off the table, and I'm going to choose Tin Cup. Little long for my taste. I do enjoy the movie. It's about 30 minutes too long for me, but still one. And Costner, you can tell, really enjoys doing sports related films, so he at least puts some effort into this. So when he's not playing an athlete or a drunk cowboy, you don't really get too much out of Kev anymore.
Hey, Prince of Threes is awesome. Damn it.
Hey, what a hill to die on. All right, Ryan, we head to you here in round number 5.
How about that?
How about it?
Down to basketball and hockey.
Here we are.
Golf.
That's what I meant. It's all the same. Here's the deal. After the first 2 picks in this freaking draft, I've not seen another golf movie on my damn list. So I'm just guessing the name with the most the recognizable actors in it at the moment. But I'm not going to go golf.
No golf yet.
I'm going to go basketball and go there was more basketball movies than I thought. I'm a little surprised this one's still here. Maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm going Space Jam.
All right.
I think that's probably the only basketball movie I've watched on my list too.
You mean the LeBron one, right?
Like the
No,
one.
absolutely not. I didn't look the year up because I didn't think I had to.
You can have. Well, you didn't say Space Jam 2, in fairness.
That's true.
That is fair.
Is that really called Space Jam 2?
Or like
so.
a new
legacy or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
no, not
Something
that one.
stupid.
Not that one at all.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
You know it's bad when it's a recurring movie on the cruise ship that you go on.
Oh, already, huh? Wow, that is rough. That is rough. Ooh. Yeah, yikes. Not great. All right, we head to me to round out round number 5. So I'm staring at golf. I'm staring at football. I have 2 choices in front of me. There's either way, I get my fair pick here. There's 2 football movies that I'm looking at. Kyle, you do not know which movies I'm looking at.
I sure do.
You sure do not, Kyle. One of them is the shirt that I wore to the draft tonight with the West Canaan Coyotes. And another one stars Sandra Bullock. So I'm just
Interesting. Wow. I would give that a 10.
Yeah.
I you know what? I wore the shirt and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going Varsity Blues.
I knew you would, Reggie Ray.
And just found out last week, unfortunately, with the passing of James Caan, that tweeter and also star of Ready to Rumble is James Caan's son. I learned that last week. I was like, when Ryan said that,
There he is.
yeah, when Ryan said that about Ready to Rumble, I was like, wait a minute, are you what?
I pushed real hard for boxing to be ring sports, and that absolutely would have been my pick.
Can't imagine why.
If you could have gotten it before me, Ryan.
I was gonna say, would it have gotten that far?
That's fair. I would have fell back on the wrestler then.
Oh well, that would have been a good choice.
Who reminds us that the 90s sucked. Yeah.
All right, so recapping the fifth round, Kyle kicked us off with Goon. Jason went with Cinderella Man. Matt went with Tin Cup. Ryan, Space Jam, and I went Varsity Blues. And now we head to the sixth and final round, picking from our last set of sports. For me, it is golf. And I am going to go with The Legend of Bagger Vance.
You're welcome.
There we go. I mean, once the two best and most obvious were gone, there wasn't. It was down to the B-rate movies, and I would have taken Tin Cup, but I had reserved golf for the last round, so Matt got that one from me.
I'll give you this much credit, Jim. You have the best Matt Damon movie on the list so far.
There we go. And I wish I had the Matt Damon sounder from the Team America. Matt Damon. All right, Ryan, we head to you with your sixth round and final pick.
Boy, am I glad I sat on golf.
Depends what part of the golf you sat on. Right?
Oh, hey now.
Oh, this is a kids podcast, and you know it.
I don't think it is.
When I think golf, I think of two things: movies directed by Bill Paxton and Shia LaBeouf. So that's why I'm going to go the greatest game ever played.
Probably the best pick you could have made in that movie.
There is only one other golf movie ever made in the history of ever, and that was A Gentleman's Game, and I don't know anybody in that movie. So Shia LaBeouf wins.
I had three more on my list that I was glad it didn't come to it.
I'm serious.
Yeah, Pat and Mike. I was just searching for some golf movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of Pat and Mike.
Pat and Mike, The Caddy,
I had the
and
caddy.
7 Days in Utopia.
7 Days in Utopia was on mine, as was Bobby Jones and From the Rough.
Yeah, I had Bobby Jones as well on mine.
No porn, man.
Hey, I said make a
We
defense
didn't
for
say
it.
that.
I
Jim
said
said I
you can
could
make an argument.
You can do it.
We can put it up to a vote. That's what I said. All right, Matt, we head to you with your sixth and final pick.
So basketball is left for me. And like Kyle, I'm going to go with a more modern, more recent film, one that entered the Netflix game. Call me a Sixers homer all you want. I'm fine with it. I am taking Hustle off the board, the new Adam Sandler film.
I thought that's where Kyle was going when he said he was
I
entering
was
the Netflix realm.
I have to be honest, I
Concerned.
haven't heard of it yet. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet. But, listen, any opportunity to get out Matt Groening and James Horner, to play the Simpsons theme for the Homer is always a good one.
There we go.
Matt, have you watched it?
I have.
Better or worse than Uncut Gems?
I liked it more just because Uncut Gems kind of gives you anxiety the entire time.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
I don't always want that when I'm watching a film.
All right, Jason, we head to you with your sixth and final and the second to last pick in the sports movie draft.
So for me, that would be hockey. And I was fine saving this for the end just because my top three were Miracles, Slapshot, and Ducks 2.
I mean, as they should be.
As they should be. So I was looking at things like there was a documentary called Red Army, which is about the Soviets and how those players were integrated into the NHL with the fall of the Soviet Union. There was The Rocket, Mystery
Great
Alaska.
film, by the way, The Rocket.
Mystery Alaska, but I'm going to go with one. I feel it's a very underrated film because I love the fact that you get to beat up a Pittsburgh Penguin in it, and I'm going to go with Sudden Death by
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme classic.
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, you can't go wrong with beating up a penguin. You can't.
Right?
You can. That's the way it goes. Good choice. I actually didn't even have that one on my list because I figured I would have gone. I figured I was going hockey earlier than later. Big surprise. And then Kyle, we head to you with Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick in this draft.
So, gentlemen, I can't be clear how smart you made me look here with the fact that I sat on football and, oh, God, there are a lot of football movies.
There are so many.
I'm not one of these. It's like, maybe this one. Maybe this one. I don't know. I could go for the obvious play where I want to make a pun and say I'm going to hit Rudy from the blind side and not pick that. But I've been going too friendly with the comedies. And gentlemen, listen, if I wanted to go factual, personally, I'd pick Invincible, not only to set Matt out of my way, but because of the fact that there's one scene where they cut to the press and all you see is 5 chairs and it looks like something out of a kindergarten classroom. And as somebody who sat in press conferences, when they cut to that, I just laugh at that visual compared to what it actually looks like in a media scrum now.
My God, he really is going with the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon, isn't he? I did not see this coming off the board myself.
All done is make me get Ryan's hopes up, and I wasn't doing that. However, since you guys are all wrestling people, or at least, well, I don't know. Jason, you're wrestling people too, right? I don't know. No, you're not. Okay. Well, since most of you are wrestling people because of the 3 Count Thursday podcast, thank you for the shirt pop, Ryan. That was perfect.
Well done.
I'm going to pick a movie on the list, keeping with my comedy concept, because I'm sorry, Jason, we just had a pandemic. Some of us want fun.
Yeah, why do you hate fun, Jason? I've known you for years. I don't understand it. It's a new revelation for me, actually.
I don't hate fun. I just try to get a little bit more of a blend.
I'm going to see if I can, the next time you join us on this show, I'm going to see if I can remember that you're a hater of fun. You're very fortunate that I forget things very easily.
Jim, it's not his fault. It's the baseball. Anyways, so with all of that in mind, I'm going to pick a movie that is good for everybody in the crowd and keeps with my comedy theme. I was going to go replacements with Keanu Reeves, but now I've set it up too much to not go that direction. I've got, keeping Adam Sandler relevant somehow, The Waterboy.
Love it. Yeah, there was a lot of football options. Hard to go wrong with many of them. So,
how about Adam Sandler movies as well? The guy is just in almost every sports movie. It feels.
I feel like that's a discussions with a nobody drafting Adam Sandler movies.
Films. Oh, wow.
And that could be that could be.
Now, before we wrap it up completely on the draft, does anyone want to take a look at the undrafted free agents and cut one of their films and replace?
Can I move to have replacements as a bench player? Or no, longest yard as a bench player?
Only the Adam Sandler one.
How about no?
You know what? I think I'll pass. I'll pass.
Nelly was good. Your wrestling buddies were good in it too. You know. Okay.
Great comedy.
Make jokes about Goldberg's junk, whatever. You know.
I mean, you can't go wrong there, right? I mean, you can't go wrong there. Absolutely. I'm just looking over here. I think I'm happy.
Is there a movie you're surprised didn't get drafted that you're looking at your list?
I'm looking at my list, like, wow. And I'm thinking of possibly making a change in the baseball realm.
Okay.
Doesn't surprise me.
Just for the appeal of the nostalgic crowd, I am going to give Bad News Bears the boot.
Interesting.
Get out of here.
It's a good choice.
And just for the quote of "You're killing me, Smalls" alone, yes, I am going to throw The Sandlot onto my list.
All right. We switch that out.
That's a good swap.
That was the only one I looked at and I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm sticking with Bull Durham.
I mean, outside of Rudy, that was the movie I was speaking of.
What's that?
That didn't get drafted.
Okay. Yeah,
Angels in the Outfield is a great movie too. How can you not?
Angels in the Outfield.
I mean, there's a lot of like
42,
nostalgic baseball movies, like Rookie of the Year, Little Big League.
42. I know you said that, Ryan.
Yeah.
Like
42 is amazing. Yeah.
8 Men Out.
Ed with the chimpanzee.
Oh my gosh!
Moneyball would have
Tony
been a
Danza.
solid pick.
Yeah, Moneyball's real
Someone.
good.
As a data professional, fantastic movie.
The Natural.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like with baseball and football, like the lists are so deep. I mean, the number of football movies still on the board, are crazy.
The number of solid basketball too still on the board
Yeah.
that I have.
Hey, no one took Air Bud. Okay, just work with it.
That's tough. Everybody
I was
voted
thinking
receiver.
more Teen Wolf.
I had Teen Wolf. I had Coach Carter as
I
well.
was saying, anybody take Coach Carter?
No, Coach
Carter
Carter
was
was
still
still out
there.
there.
He got game above the
Blue
rim,
chips,
hoop
the
dreams.
blue chips.
Semi-pro.
Nick Nolte still out there.
Up there, hello,
Like Mike.
Charles Katarina people.
The Sixth Man.
Yeah. So
Who doesn't love Marlon Wayans?
Juana
Yeah,
Man,
Juana Man.
I had semi-pro high on my list.
Semi-pro,
Will
I
Ferrell.
listened to, Ryan. To your credit,
yeah, semi-pro. Fun.
MVP,
Celtic
most
Pride.
valuable primate. I'm surprised it didn't get picked out of hockey.
see, I thought that was an action movie, so that threw me off.
That's fair.
It
that's
like
fair.
if I would have trusted more people have seen this movie and would have gotten me some votes from the hockey realm, I would have went with Strange Brew. But I just don't know that there's mass appeal with Strange Brew. So I had to leave that one off of my list. But
Can we put together a shitty list for EJ since he bailed and just give him the
oh my
worst?
god, I love that. Kyle, are you still? I feel like Kyle's frozen.
I think Kyle is frozen.
Kyle is
All right,
frozen.
let's make MJ's list.
Frozen.
Fuck him.
Can't that be EJ's hockey movie?
Or either that or Kyle's doing the greatest screenshot like Joker performance I've ever seen in my life. All right, yeah. Let's
Holy crap! They made a second MVP movie.
we can go around and just like give each person gets to pick one shitty
Most
movie
vertical primate.
for EJ's
wow. A skate now that wouldn't have made the list because there's no
It would not
skateboard
have.
category
That's too extreme for this list.
with our draft. Yeah, let's do it. Hopefully Kyle will be jumping back in with us. Yeah, like I said, I think his
So
system...
then we'll do reverse order then until he can get back in.
Oh
So Big
my
Jim,
god, I
go ahead and
thank
go ahead and
you
pick
so
a
much.
film to throw on EJ's list.
You
here.
know what? Just because and it's not that it's a shitty movie, but I know it's one that EJ would not pick in any sports movie draft. I'm going football with this one, and I'm giving EJ Rudy.
I love how this played out.
I'm giving EJ Rudy. So that's his first round pick, because of course he would take that one first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan,
Ryan,
you get to give EJ a movie.
There's so many bad ones. Well, I'd love to give him Rocky 5 here.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, sorry about
We
that.
make an exception on that.
no, unfortunately.
All right, well then I will go. God darn it, I'm gonna go MVP, most valuable primate, and take hockey off the board.
Okay. That's disappointing. I was going to go hockey there, but that's all right.
I
think
stick
most
with both.
valuable
Okay,
primate is
all right.
probably the worst movie. I was going to give him the Dwayne the Rock Johnson classic, The Tooth Fairy.
I mean,
That's fair.
that is another epic film.
As part of the baseball podcast crew, I would like to fill in the baseball aspect,
I
Matt.
can leave that one open. All right, so I will go to basketball then, and I am going to give him the one we kind of joked at earlier. He gets Teen Wolf in that round.
All right. All right.
No, I'm going to give him Teen Wolf 2.
Ooh.
Oh, even better. Even better. That makes sense. That I
You
should have
consider
given him
basketball a basketball film?
I should
I
have given
would.
him Rudy
You
2,
would?
the public speaking years, but
It's just sad by now, Jim.
all right. So Jason, we go to
Oh,
you.
even better. Teen Wolf 2 is TOO. I did not realize.
Man. Epic.
Basketball's done.
That is epic. All right, Jason, I think we're going to you with you said you wanted to go baseball, right?
I've got baseball. I'm looking at a few here. There's Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac.
Ooh, ooh.
There's the bench warmers.
Hey, if you're going to go bench warmers, you go bench warmers too. Like bench warmers one is
Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr.
is at least somewhat enjoyable.
I have the one, I think.
We got the one.
It's got John Goodman from 1992, The Babe.
Oh wow.
Horrible.
Oof.
Horrible film.
Horrible film.
That one does suck.
The one about the pig was better.
I think we may be getting Kyle.
My God.
I'm getting Kyle back just in time.
Connecting. Maybe. So we have 2 sports left.
So we could all come together and decide on the final one.
Maybe.
If we don't get Kyle, I would like to choose the boxing film.
Okay.
And then that leaves what? Golf?
There he is. Kyle's back with us. I think. Was it did your computer explode?
No, but it's just a lightning strike outside, and all the wireless is down now. So that's awesome. Welcome to Florida, bitches.
Oh, shit. Okay. So what we're doing is we are drafting a round of shitty picks that will be EJ's draft.
Okay.
So in the first round, I naturally gave him Rudy. Ryan gave him MVP, Most Valuable Primate, to get us on the hockey realm. Matt went basketball with Teen Wolf 2, of course being TOO. Jason went baseball and went with The Babe. So Kyle, the crappy pick to you. Now, Matt, you said you.
If Kyle wants to do boxing, then he certainly can, because it's just boxing and golf at this point.
So we'll leave it to you, Kyle, to go boxing or golf with EJ. The pickings are slim at this point. Remember, the worse the better.
I'll go ahead and go with boxing for EJ, with the classic starring Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal, Main Event. Let's keep it comedies, gentlemen.
We wanted to make an exception and give him Rocky 5, but per the rules of the draft, we were not able to do that.
Matt, what were you thinking for?
I was going to give him the Hugh Jackman classic Real Steel.
Real Steel?
Okay.
Hey, listen, that's a great kids movie.
All right.
The only other one I could think of was Grudge Match. That I thought was pretty bad.
All right. So then for golf, I would say that we should probably just give him like a documentary.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
Goofy, is there a
That is a disgusting act.
Whoa, Jim.
I don't know what happened to the soundboard.
Joe Buck yourself.
Because I know on Hilarity by Default, we've actually reviewed Goofy's All About Football.
Okay.
And there's a basketball version as well. I'm wondering if Disney, in all his genius, had Goofy playing golf. Perfect.
All right, guys. I think I've found it. The tagline for the film is "Imagine American Pie plays golf," and the film
Oh my God.
is called Hole in One,
Okay.
starring Steve Talley from the American Pie Presents films.
I mean, that I have a hard time thinking we're going to beat that. The only thing I could think, I mean, does like the Dorf on Golf series, does those count as with Tim Conway? Do those count?
It's really too bad that we can't cross over because you had Caddyshack 2 in there.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one.
Who's your caddy? What?
I'm sorry.
Forgot about that
I'm
one.
sorry. Let me I love the title.
Wow.
2007. Many
Hole in One has
scenes
a
filmed in nearby.
2.9 on IMDb.
Which one does, Ryan?
Hole in One has a 2.9 out of 10 rating on IMDb.
All right, you know what? We're going
That's
to
way
go
too
with
high.
Who's Your Caddy, which has a 6% on Rotten
Oh,
Tomatoes.
shit.
yeah. Let's we'll go with that. Let's go.
Starring EJ's favorite artist, Big Boy from Outkast.
Yeah, that sounds like a good.
That's a 2.2 on IMDb. It is lower.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
That
Wow,
works.
that's.
I thought his favorite artist was Dak Prescott because he's a Cowboys fan.
I mean, he is. We'll get to that with your podcast here in a couple weeks.
I hope you all enjoy getting Who's Your Caddy
That's right.
for Christmas this year.
It wouldn't even surprise me, Ryan. It would absolutely.
Andy Milonakis is in it. This looks like a banger.
Wow, that's great. That is great. All right. Any other thoughts for the sports movie draft?
I think EJ is going to win this.
I think he might. Yeah, we will definitely look to the Huddle Up Facebook page and Twitter page for the voting. We'll get that up here over the next few days, and you will get to decide who is the big winner. Let's see, Jason. We'll go to you. Plug the podcast and everything. Let people know how to reach you there.
Yeah, so we are the Dollar Dogs and Beer podcast. We talk baseball each week. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook. We are on all of the different podcasting platforms. I personally am at JRIEKER 300. And yeah, glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. And enjoy getting to talk this with you.
Absolutely, man. It was fun having you. Ryan, do you have anything where people can follow you? Nothing, maybe?
This gimmick, Jim. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. It's RYNEAGLE. I don't care about a lot. But I tweet about stupid shit. Sometimes politics works me up, and I tweet a lot about politics. I don't know. Love is love. Women's rights are human rights. I don't know.
There you go. Perfect.
Right?
I feel
Follow me
like
if you
Jim and
want.
I kind of get Ryan going as far as the politics are concerned. I tend to see like a retweet or a liking spree.
Yeah, you get me going with Lloyd Smucker. You get me going with him real fucking hard. You really do. I don't ever need to see a Lloyd Smucker tweet ever again in my life. And then some idol like Tuesday, fucking Jason,
there he is.
Tweets Lloyd Smucker reminding him what a shitbag he is, and I'm fucking off.
And I mean, he's not wrong. He is an absolute shitbag. I mean, Jason's not wrong. Jason's not wrong that Lloyd Smucker is a shitbag. That is.
I don't know. I think you should have to live in Pennsylvania if you want to be a senator in Pennsylvania. I don't fucking know.
I mean,
Call me crazy.
I mean, it sounds
Whatever.
sounds
don't
about
follow
right.
me. I don't give a shit.
Matt, do you have any?
There we go.
I always have to follow Ryan when he goes on his tangents. No, you can follow me on Twitter at 3CT Affiliate, and that's about it. I'm not really as whiny at this point because the Flyers are dead to me. Sixers are over. Still early for the Phillies, and I don't really get too worked up about off-season football camp like EJ does. But when you have 27 teams,
I mean, I say it's a big time for him. He's got to warm up. He's
follow.
got to get in shape for the season, Matt. And we'll deal with whoever is the color commentator for Notre Dame football when we get there. I've heard some god awful rumors about that one. But Kyle, let people know where they can follow you and keep up with what you're doing.
First of all, let the record show, because Jason managed to work Ryan up so much, he apparently does like fun, apparently.
I'm
So with that in
right
mind,
now, I'm
Kyle
so
Nash,
pissed.
the student of the game. With that in mind, I am Kyle Nash, the student of the game. You can find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Check out my work on Facebook as well, the student of the game. Also on this very network that Jim provides, you'll find me, the student of the game, doing the student of the game podcast on that channel, on the Facebook Live, on the podcasts, when I get around to fixing Apple when they decide to not suck, on Twitch, all that, find it, you can get it. And of course, my work as well with the 3-point conversion and the Black and Gold Banneret podcast, as well as Hilarity by Default with Demosthenes, Euclid, and A7 BN Sports. Honor, joy, and privilege, gentlemen. But until next time, class dismissed.
And as always, you can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but follow the show at Huddle Up Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe all podcast platforms, YouTube as well. Again, live shows for the upcoming season resuming on Tuesday night, August the 23rd. Time details will be announced later on our social media platforms. Until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the win.